It is time for road course race number 4 of the NASCAR 21 Ignition Season 1. And we are here at Road America for the Jockey 250 presented by Quick Trip. 74 degrees for this afternoon event on a 4-mile road course, the largest road course in North America. This one is going to be the first time ever for the NASCAR Cup Series side in a NASCAR Premier Series, and which of these drivers will be able to go to victory lane and say that they were the first driver to win here since the 1950s. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we are about to get into this race today, closing to an end of the regular season, just a few more races down the road. And before we get this race started, as always, we'll check out the starting lineup. So, with the starting lineup, out at the front of the field, it'll be William Byron on the pole with points leader Kyle Larson starting outside front row. Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick in row 2. Cindric will be one to look out for today. Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain will line up in row number 3. Matt DiBenedetto and our driver Keegan Schneider was able to qualify in the 8th position. Martin Truex Jr. and Daniel Suarez will be in row 5 with Chris Buescher and Christopher Bell rounding out the top dozen. Like, share, and subscribe again as we are about to get into this race. First trip to Road America on the season. Obviously, another new road course. Our 4th road course race of the year. 62 laps. Let's see if we can get it done. Feel confident about this one. The last road course at Sonoma win was basically taken away from Schneider. We'll see if he can take this one away from the rest of the field as the green flag is in the air, and he's going to try to catch his Hendrick Motorsport teammates at the front. As they barrel it down into turn 1, he's going to make contact with Ross Chastain in the 42. Wasn't expecting that much of a checkup, and already some damage to the 48 as he's able to file down to the bottom. That was not a good start for him. Was not expecting the field to check up as quickly as they did into turn 1, causing the damage to the race car as he tries to stay in the draft now down the longest straightaway of the racetrack behind the 42 of Chastain. He's going to pull out a line looking to make a pass. Into turn 5, Denny Hamlin slides the tires. You can see him go wide once he got to the paint. Schneider dive bombs and passes 2 cars. Now we'll try to block Hamlin. Chastain is going to fill the void on the inside of the 11. The 11 made a big mistake, and I almost wonder if Chastain had to check up because of it. Schneider gets to the inside and makes a bit of contact now with Austin Cindric as he's trying to pass him for position as well. He's worked to his inside in a few straight corners but cannot complete the pass. So he'll try the outside into the next turn. Beats him back to the gas, side by side again. That'll put him on the inside lane into the next corner, and Schneider's up to 4th. Kyle Larson was able to take the lead and really the race start away from his teammate William Byron, and Larson's trying to drive away in the early going. Tyler Reddick up to 3rd into the kink as Schneider runs right by Reddick with a little bit of contact. Schneider not putting up with anything today. Off to a very aggressive start. He's already gained 5 positions from the start of the race. Sends it in on his teammate William Byron. Going to try to race his teammates a little bit more clean, of course. And it looks like he may be able to make this clean pass on Byron, and he does. Keeping it on the racetrack, all clear. Larson's going to lead lap 1. Schneider trying to run him down, though. Wanting redemption from the last, really, 3 races, but that last race at Sonoma that was on a road course was one that got away. He dominated. He led the most laps, and with 32 laps to go after already working, or at least getting close to that final pit stop of the race, he was not able to get it going as he slides big time into turn 1. He drove it in really deep. He's pushing extremely hard trying to get to Larson. He might use these tires up getting to him, so he's got to be careful not to do that. Pit window going to be 14 to 16 laps today. We know after the last race at Pocono, we are not going to stretch it to the end of the run because I do not trust the game, so we'll be pitting every 14 laps in this one. Schneider drives it deep into turn 5. Ooh. A little bit too far wide. That's going to cost him quite a bit of time. Still holds on to 2nd place. Hendrick Motorsports does run 1, 2, 3, and it's odd that Chase Elliott is not one of those 3 drivers. Him being the road course king, he won at Real Life in Road America in 2021. This, with being season 1 of the career mode, would be the 2021 season. Tyler Reddick ran really good that day as well. Austin Cindric led some laps till an eventual mechanical failure did him in. Schneider didn't feel he put a great qualifying lap together, but he was still able to qualify in the 8th position. So I think that just goes to show how much speed he's going to have under the hood of the 48 Ally Chevrolet here tonight. Starting to back it down. He pushed hard the first lap and a half, and it started running him into some minor errors. Obviously made contact. You don't want to risk blowing a tire, so he's very lucky he did not blow a tire out of the start, especially with the damage to the front going into turn 1, getting into the back of the 42 car at the very beginning. Not catching up to Larson as quickly as he did for the first lap and a half and the second half of lap 2, but he is closing. And there you see. So again, I don't trust the game exactly with when exactly to pit. So for that, we will be pitting every 14 laps in this race today, which should still make it a 3-stopper if I'm doing my math correctly. Actually, no, it'll be a 4-stopper. My bad. It would be a 4-stop race. 56 laps would be the 4th stop. So he's just going to hope that the 4-stop strategy is one that everybody will go to, with him pitting every 14 laps. If you can go 16 laps into the run, you can definitely make it even 15 laps twice and then 16 laps twice as well. You can make it. Never know if we're going to end up getting a caution at all today as well. Gone through 3 road course races this year. We've only seen 1 caution total in a road course race, and it was 1 at Sonoma. Really big gain in the kink that time for the 48. Schneider slides the tires. He doesn't really care at this point, though. If he's catching Kyle Larson, he doesn't care how he's going to do it. And he is catching the actual 2021 Cup Series champion. Big power slide into that corner. You can really see the rear tires being locked up. It's only 74 degrees with the sunny sky, so mild temperatures. Not very cool, but not overly warm either and hot. The track shouldn't be too slick. It should be pretty normal and decent conditions. Late braking into turn 1. He didn't lock the tires up that time and was able to roll the center of the corner 10 times better, allowing him to get back to the throttle a bit sooner as well. Difference between locking the tires up and not locking the tires up, but you could still run the car late and aggressively on braking into the corner. Not quite close enough to get a draft off Larson, yeah, but with this being a long racetrack, I would not be surprised if we get back to the start-finish line next time, as Schneider's chomping at the bit to get around Larson, if not already have gotten by him by that point. Again, into turn 5. Sends it. Great corner for Schneider in the 48. As these tires wear as the race and as mainly the laps go on during an actual tire stint, it's going to be a little bit harder to drive it in deeper and actually get it to hold, so we'll have to be careful with that. But he won't be on the attack, though, either, because he should hopefully have the lead by then, and hopefully he's got decent long-run speed that he can pull away from Larson. He won at COTA. He had a fast car, but had 2 separate incidents where he had a flat tire at the Daytona Road Course, which relegated him to a 20th place finish. And then, again, at Sonoma, he led the most laps, 32 laps to go in the race. He had a chance to win. And there he goes, sending it into the kink, getting by his teammate Kyle Larson for the race lead. So after starting 8th, it has taken him just less than 4 completed laps, just less than 16 miles into this 250-mile race to get by the 42, to get by the 5 of Kyle Larson. Take the lead. Now he's trying to lead his first lap of the race. 47 more laps left for Schneider will get him to 1,000 laps led on the season. Again, this is just his rookie year, so that is very, very impressive. That's an impressive season. Not necessarily a championship-like season. It's a championship contending season. I think if you can lead 1,000 laps in a year, it shows that you're up front quite a bit. May not be full dominance, which has not been the case, obviously, as of late. He was the points leader after the first 9 races, and literally after the next 9 races, he's now back to 16th in the standings. So it is just a complete fault for grace for this team. And they're trying to get back to their winning ways today. Trying to get some momentum going. They've got some races they feel that they could be faster. We still got 2 more road courses before the playoffs yet after this one today. So if he wins this one, he'll win 2 of the first 4 road course races this season. And he's got 2 more within the next 4 races at both Indianapolis and Watkins Glen. And I think he could definitely contend there if he proves worthy again today like he did at COTA. Now, granted, these are 2 new road courses. So that might be another reason why. But Indianapolis is a new road course, so I think that would fare pretty well for him. Larson's still hanging in there, though. Schneider not completely pulling away, and not that Schneider's made any mistakes. May have used his tires up just a bit too much to get to Larson. It's going to be interesting, though. 4-stop strategy. And if everybody else is going to make it on 3, especially if Larson's the other driver that makes it on 3, knowing that these 2, at least in the very beginning of this race, are a step ahead of the rest of the field. Schneider's fighting for playoff points, and it's going to be tough for him to get back inside the top 10. He's put himself in a bit of a hole with not too many more races left until the playoffs start. But if he could just survive for all he's got, may make it a bit easier on himself. The power slide into that final corner. Keeps the car on the pavement. Didn't go that far wide in all reality. He's checking away from Larson. He was a couple seconds faster than Larson that last lap, so this 48 definitely has some potential today. Schneider in his pit box for the first time, coming to lap number 8. He'll short pit now for his first stop of the day. Get it done, get it out of the way. He was going to have to pit 4 times, and the rest of the field's probably going to have to pit 3. So at some point, he's going to have to try to pull out with some fresh tires, make up some ground. There's that damage from the opening lap. Contact with the back of the 42. He hit him hard. I didn't think he hit him that hard. So 19 laps to go at Road America. Keegan Schneider currently scored in the 12th position. Everybody still has to make 1 more pit stop. Remember, Schneider is on a 4-stop strategy versus everybody else on a 3-stop strategy. He short pitted earlier in the race, so he'll be the first one to make his final stop, and that will be his 4th. So that is part of why he is back in the 12th place position right now, really just trying to make up as much time as he can. He will have fresher tires here in a few more laps. I haven't shown much of the race highlights up until this point, mainly because we've kind of been by ourselves like this most of the time. It feels very spaced out. We haven't had a single caution yet to bunch everybody back together, and on a 4-mile road course with 40 cars in the field, you can imagine that it would get pretty spaced out. There's at least a half dozen, if not maybe a few more cars than that are out of the race for whatever reason, that have been sitting in the pit lane for a while, so there's actually less than even 40 cars on the track as of right now. It's probably closer to 30 to probably 32, 33 cars left on the racetrack right now, so we'll have to see the finishing results exactly how that's going to shape up. I don't know if I'm a lap down or not. It feels like I might be, which is just crazy, the pace that Kyle Larson is running. But, I mean, this is the only chance I had of... I mean, I could have stretched on 3 stops just like the rest of the field, but we ran out of fuel like 4 times on this game. Even though I've gone 16 laps on fuel here at Road America, it seems like in the career mode I've been going 2 to 3 laps less in a run than what I have on the custom schedule season. So I'm kind of going to take that kind of strategy going forward. A little hot in that corner that time for the 48, but I mean, that's what I have to do. Because obviously running out of fuel finishing last, although you try to stay on the same strategy, you just can't do it. For whatever reason in the career mode. I don't know why the race now sessions, you can go a couple laps further on fuel than the career mode. It really doesn't make any sense. Oh well. Schneider's actually got older tires right now. And if Larson is the next car in front of him, he's actually closing in. Now, the fact that he is only about 6 seconds behind even 10th place Martin Truex Jr. would already pretty much kind of tell you that Larson is just bad fast, and he's looking for another win this season. He has been on a hot stretch during the summer months period of the regular season. And midway point in the year, is he going to be able to keep this up into the playoffs? Because we wondered about that with the 48 at the start of the season. And that just doesn't seem like it is going to be the case. At least right now. Obviously, he's got time to pick it back up, and he was really hoping Road America would potentially be the end of that losing skid. But even just to get a top 10 after 6 straight finishes of 31st or worse, 5 straight last place finishes, probably leading the NASCAR championship off of those 5 races alone. Only under this points format that you could actually win the NASCAR championship and the actual Drivers' Championship. It might be in the running for both, honestly. I don't think I ever had a last place finish until this stretch of 5 in a row, though. We've had some DNFs this season. We've had 8 of them. I know Homestead we finished 22nd. Talladega we still got a top 10. Only 8 cars finished. And there's another one we DNF'd in early in the season, I thought. No, it was right before COTA. What race was that? Was it Dover? No, Kansas. That's right. Kansas we DNF'd. That race we did finish last. I do remember finishing last. So we got 6 last place finishes this year of the 8 DNFs. It's crazy, though, that it has been 9 races since the last top 10 for Schneider. See? Oh, sorry, not 9 races since the last top 10. My bad. 1 top 10 in the last 9 races is what I meant to say, and that was his win at COTA. I thought COTA was going to be the quick turnaround after only 2 bad races. Instead, he backed it up with about 6 bad races after the win. It was weird because that strategy that day, he was on 3 stops, everybody else on 4. So obviously, when it comes to these road courses, the least amount of stops possible, and it's like that most races, the least amount of stops possible. Typically, you get the win. The only tracks you'd really have a shot at would probably be tracks like Atlanta or Darlington, where there's just an absolute ton of lap time difference, where every lap there's a couple tenths of a fall off. Even Auto Club for that matter, but obviously Auto Club isn't in this game because it wasn't on the 2021 schedule. Yep, there's the 5 of Larson. He is the race leader. Schneider closing on him. Big run this time. He's underneath him. Larson's just going to let him go in the kink. Schneider a bit wide, but he does stay in front of the 5, so he is back on the lead lap in the 12th spot. Next car in front of him is 11th place Chase Briscoe. With everybody having to make one more stop, he's not going to make up 4 miles on Larson in the final 15 laps or so, but what he will do is allow Larson to get back around him, it looks like. Unfortunately. Side by side between the 5 and the 48 still. And into the grass, and around goes the 48. He pushed it too hard on the outside. It doesn't take much with these 750 tracks. He's got to get it back going in the right direction again quickly. Look at how much time he has lost. There was another time I did that earlier in the race. I didn't completely spin out like that, but I did go off in the grass trying to enter that corner on the outside, trying to get around a lap car earlier in day. You guys won't see it on the highlights video. And I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen, only I looped it around once I got in the grass, unfortunately. Right back to about 6 to 8 seconds behind Larson again. At least we know on a similar pit strategy, and the fact that he will have fresher tires very soon. I mean, Schneider's going to have to pit this lap. He would have pit that last lap because of the mistake, and that probably would have been the best time for him too, but he might have been a lap short on fuel if he would have pitted then. He still might be a lap short pitting now, but he doesn't want to make that window any larger than what he already has to make it. He made it 14 laps earlier in the race. This would be a 14-lap stretch if he pitted right now. 14 to 16 laps is the window. Means he'll have to take it 15 on the final run, but he'd rather do it then, and if he runs out of gas on the last lap, we know Larson's right there, so maybe he'd finish a lap down and actually not run out of gas. That would be the best case scenario. You would think he'd cycle ahead of the 5 when he does eventually pit here. And then once the 5 of Larson, everybody else pits, which they will not pit for a little while yet. They just pitted right around lap 39, lap 40. Last I saw, Tyler Reddick was in second place as well. So I wonder if he's still there. William Byron was in third. And Chase Elliott was up to fourth. Once again, Schneider the oddball, Hendrick car out of it. Just the way the middle of the season's gone for him so far. The final corner back up to the main straight. Schneider will come into the pits this time. Wow. Well, as if he thought the last place finishes couldn't help. We got a flat tire. We're stuck in the sand. We're going to get out of the sand, but this is going to cost Schneider a bunch of positions. With just 10 laps to go. Problems for the 48. I believe he's got a left front tire down. Yeah, he's definitely got a left front down. You can tell. Car's not wanting to turn to the right. And this is right in the middle of green flag pit stops for everybody else. Somebody just flipped towards the front of the pit lane. Looked like it was Ryan Blaney in the 12. That was a major, major issue. Just hit the tire barrier at the front of the pit road entrance, and it looked like he flipped. I don't know what was going on there. It's probably how some of these other drivers have crashed out. Always something new. First mistake Schneider's made all day, and in a race where he already had to make one extra stop as it was, now this is his 5th stop. He actually got past Priest and was running in 12th place right as those green flag stops are starting that last lap. Did not see a yellow. Denny Hamlin is the leader for the first time today. Chase Elliott trying to run him down in 2nd place. So Hamlin's not going to gain many points, but remember, Denny has not won yet this season. Well, neither has Chase Elliott, so each of the top 2 have not won. Could potentially be the 11th different winner. Stuck at 10. Well, we were stuck at 9 for a while, and then LaJoie won the first Pocono race. We can definitely see an 11th today. Tyler Reddick's in 3rd, so the top 3 are all winless so far this season. 4 laps to go at the line for the 48. Trying to catch Priest and Byron for position. If at all possible. That's 16 miles, though. 4 laps around Road America, so if there's any track you can overcome it. Well, we don't even know what the deficit was. It was anywhere between 6 to 16 seconds. I don't think it was 6. I think he would have caught it by now. Considering the pace of the 48, even though... Well, yeah, because he would have equal tires. So that pace is definitely showing right now. pitted at the same time as everybody else only because he had to make that second extra stop due to the flat left front tire, pushing it into the wall. I think Priest is the next car in front of the 48. He is. Like I mentioned, he was likely going to catch Priest. He may be a lap down, but again, we don't know for sure. And recovering as much time down the front stretch as he needs, as he can. Gotta be careful. It's going to be a big power slide into turn one. Barely kept it out of the sand. That was close. Trying to get all the speed he can. That is pushing the limit right there. Especially at a fast race course like Road America. And we'll see if the leaders... Well, they won't catch the white flag this... Well, yeah, for a lap down, they would catch the white flag this time. Schneider's definitely going to get to Priest. Byron, I believe, is the next car ahead of him, but I don't see him anywhere right now. According to the leaderboard, it seems like he's about 3 to 4... Oh, there he is. Okay. And Joey Gase, I believe, is in front of Byron, who is in 19th. Definitely a lapper. 19th, that's a good run for a Rick Ware car, though. Heck, Ty Dillon in the 96 is in 15th. It would be running worse if it wasn't for all the DNFs. Schneider drives it deep. Out in the grass. Kisses the wall in the kink. Doesn't know if it's going to be the final lap or not yet. He's hit the 37. He's going to be on the outside in this corner. He's 0 for 2 on the outside as he power slides, and Priest almost turns him off the finishing corner. But not quite. Schneider's going to hang on in front of him for now. That actually stalled Priest's momentum out quite a bit. 2 laps to go. 48 is on the lead lap, even with 2 extra stops. Again, only because it's a 4-mile road course, the only reason that's even possible. He has got around Priest. He's only a few seconds behind Byron. Byron may catch Joey Gase too, and that's going to cost him some time when he gets to him. There it is. Leaders have just received the white flag. Schneider in 12th place is getting into turn 5. Go a bit wide. Still got about a lap and a half to go. There's a 24. Schneider backing up the middle of this corner. Longest turn around this racetrack, that's for certain. Got a big run. Pulling to the inside, into the kink. Got around him with ease. 53 car Joey Gase, he pulls to the outside. He'll pass him off the exit of the kink. It's going to put some separation between himself and Byron. He should pull away from the 24 car for these final 4 turns and then a full lap. A little over 4 miles to go now. 4 miles in a right-handed turn. Schneider has come back to 11th. He's 1 spot out of the top 10. You can bet he's going to send it this final lap. Even though those guys aren't even within sight. It's worth a try. Oh no, he's not going to catch him. I don't know exactly how far behind he is. I'm showing at one point like 13.5 seconds, and then it was down to about 11.5. Either one of those two intervals is not going to be possible, so Schneider's probably best just to play it safe here. Checkered flag is in the air. The race winner, at least, is official. Well, this is far better than 31st, even if it's not a top 10. Very close to it. An 11th place finish for Schneider. Still got a few more corners yet, but he's feeling confident. Tires are still somewhat fresh. Only had to go 8 laps on him to the end. It's barely over half a run. He's actually likely going to get around Stenhouse in the 47 car, but that is not for position. Ricky is in 27th, a couple laps down.
Stay right.
Schneider power slides right by him. Stenhouse going to get him back. And then Schneider gets him back. Well, into the finishing corner. And now down the main straight. Checkered flag is waving for Keegan Schneider. He will bring it home with an 11th place finish. Could have been better, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. And I think he's just thankful to get to the end of the race for the first time in 5 races. And for the first time in 6 races, he's finished inside the top 30. Only 12 cars finished on the lead lap today, so I guess Priest ended up getting... Oh, he was still finishing, never mind. Maybe Newman's still finishing too. At least the top 13 finish on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin wins this race, his first win of the season. He was second in points for most of the middle portion of the year, but he will get his first win, which means he is the 11th different winner, and he will be locked into the playoffs. Chase Elliott finishes second, Tyler Reddick third, Kyle Larson fell back to fourth there in the final 8 laps of the race after his final pit stop. Unfortunately, must have had a problem there. Reddick must have had a problem too. He was in the lead, and then he fell back to third. So Denny Hamlin ends up with a win. He didn't lead a lot of laps, really, only about maybe the last 6 or 7. But he goes on to win. Austin Dillon finishes 6th, Chase Briscoe 7th, Ross Chastain 8th, Matt DiBenedetto 9th, and Martin Truex Jr. rounds out the top 10. And yours truly finishes in 11th. And look at all the DNFs. Kevin Harvick, Corey LaJoie, Eric Jones, Cole Custer, James Davison, Anthony Alfredo, Justin Haley, Bubba Wallace, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Michael McDowell, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano. All DNFs. My goodness, 13 drivers failed to finish this race. They're all DNFs, too. No DNQs or anything. I saw Blaney. He crashed right before the last... Well, it would have been our second to last pit stop. It was our last scheduled stop. And he just... he flipped coming into the pit lane. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But he hit the tire barrier, and I swear he barrel rolled like into the inside pit wall. So he's already into the inside wall, but then the inside pit wall, because he had the 2 pit walls basically in that narrow area. I don't know how that happened, but could have been flying through there at like 100 miles an hour like Chastain and Reddick did back on the custom schedule season, which caused us the DNF there and piled into us. We were going like 40 at the speed limit, and they came in going like their full speed and took us out. But yeah, 11th different winner. So the new driver, well, I should say Keselowski's still in 16th, it looks like. Cole Custer sitting behind him. He's only 12 points back. So definitely not out of it by any means. And we still got 7 races left until the playoffs. So mathematically, we could get more than 16 different winners still. Kyle Larson, of course, still the regular season points leader. Man, oh man. Actually, we got 6 races, sorry. 6 races left until the playoffs. If I'm thinking correctly. I'm pretty sure it's 6. Because Larson's only had 3 races. He hasn't finished in the top 10. In only 6 races, he hasn't finished in the top 5. No wonder he's got such a big lead in the point standings. Max amount of points he can score is only 40 because there's no stages. So he's got a 109-point lead over Denny Hamlin. Hamlin just won this race, too, so he even closed that gap a little bit. But barely, because Larson still finished top 5 with a 4th-place run. Chase Elliott's 3rd in the regular season standing, tied with Kyle Busch. Busch has the win. Elliott does not. Ryan Blaney doesn't have a win, but he's in the top 10, looking for some playoff points there. And Reddick's also in the top 10 in 9th. Actually, he's 10th because Austin Dillon, his teammates, got the tiebreaker with Dillon having a win. I don't remember Dillon winning races here, but I guess he got a win. Probably one of the races we DNF'd in. All right. And then there we are with 7. We did move up 1 spot. We were 16th going in. 11th place finish. We're up to 15th. Cole Custer DNF, though. So that helps us because I think he was ahead of us. Well, it's nice to know we're actually in the top 16. We would qualify on points as of right now if... Yeah, because we would actually have the last spot because LaJoie's outside the top 20. Sitting 23rd. Still sitting pretty solid above 30th. Yeah, he's over 100 points to the good. 112 points to the good right now, above 30th for Corey LaJoie. So that win should get him in. 23rd, though, for Spire Motorsports standings. That's pretty good. Let's look at the Legacy leaderboard, see if we've gone up at all. Probably not. Probably still sitting 28th. Yep. Bubba Wallace. Corey LaJoie was the next guy we had to catch, but I think with him winning, he propelled himself ahead of Bubba Wallace. And further away from us, too. Getting that first career win. We got more top 10s than him, and he's got 149 starts. Oh, man. But we're still behind him, even though we've only made 20. I keep forgetting I won at COTA, because it doesn't feel like I've won a race in this terrible streak, but I somehow got that one win. That's the only top 10 finish in the last 10 races now. That's just insane. How strong of a year we started off with. Hopefully that at least will help us for the playoffs, get out of the first couple rounds at bare minimum. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Have a Merry Christmas. This is going to be the last premiere before Christmas, so enjoy your Christmas with this popping out on Christmas Eve, and I'll see you guys next time.